The Mommy Wines podcast is a Mommy Wines Network and Emma Dawn production. Brought to you by Coffee Over Cardio, NakedWines.com, and Zaya Active. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Mommy Wines podcast. Today, I am being joined with Jessica Giffin. She's my guest for this episode, and I am so excited to have her on the show. She is a YouTuber, a wife, and a mama to soon-to-be two cute little babies. She's also a boy mom, but soon to have one of each, and a DIYer extraordinaire. Seriously, if you guys need some Instagram inspiration or home decor inspiration, go check out her Instagram at jess.giffin1221. Seriously, one of the best Instagram feeds I've ever seen. And her farmhouse, rustic, adorable, cozy home decor is insane. Seriously, she should be a professional. But I am so excited to have her on the show. But before we get into the podcast with Jessica, here is a quick little message about my favorite leggings. Okay, so maybe this summer wasn't the summer my body was bikini ready, but that's not going to discourage me from trying to keep up my motivation and accomplish my health and fitness goals. A few things I love when I'm out there flexing my mom bod are my no-lace Puma trainers, a good Whitney Simmons workout routine, go follow her on IG if you're not already, and of course my Zaya Active wear. Zaya Active is a Utah-based premium active lifestyle brand, however, without the premium price tag. Though I may be skimping on my portions these days, the people over at Zaya Active are definitely not skimping on their quality. The light and tight leggings are ideal for any mom who's out there moving and a groovin' with sweat-wicking moisture control, breathable, squat-proof, anti-odor, and compressive materials. Nothing beats Zaya Active. I feel instantly slimmer when I put on my light and tights, and the best part is they don't budge during my workouts or even busy days. So no tugging or wiggling or pulling them up. Zaya has something for the whole family with the growing and popular men's collection and new kids items. So go get cozy and shop the Fall into Fitness event at myzaya.com/Emma for a chance to win a pair of leggings. If you are interested in signing up to become a Zaya Active rep, either for the 25% discount or as a side hustle, go ahead and email mommywinespodcast@gmail.com. Or you can go ahead and shoot me a message on Instagram at Emma_Dawn. So I have wine that I'm going to be drinking for you because I know you got a little, bun in the oven.
I plan to get all fancy and get like some kind of fancy drink just so I could feel like special, but I'm literally just drinking water. It has been a day, but I wish I could have wine. So definitely have a glass for me.
I will. Definitely. But I'm so excited. This is going to be fun.
I'm really excited too. I recently just got into listening to podcasts and I think they're so amazing. So I'm really excited to be on one.
Yeah. No, it's podcasting I think is super fun. So I started my mommy blog when I was pregnant with my son. And a lot of my consistent readers were like, "Oh, can you start a YouTube channel? Can you start a YouTube channel?" And I thought about it and I tried it, but I hate being in front of the camera. I hate editing and looking at myself, especially sit down videos. I was like,
yeah,
it's so cringy. But podcasting, it's I'm out there in a different way. People are more it's more accessible. They can listen in the car or with their headphones or whatever.
Yeah. And just to record them, I'm in my PJs right now with my hair thrown up. Like, you don't have to look good like on YouTube. I have to like make sure I look good too, you know? Like there's that extra like thing.
Yep. Well, if either you or Ryan want to start a podcast, you can join the new Mommy Wines Network.
Really? You have a network? What's that all about?
I am working on the login part of the website, but on the website under network, the network page, there's 3 different network plans, and it's basically everything from just marketing your podcast and getting like all of the shows on the Mommy Wines Network will be cross promoted, like in commercials on each show.
That's awesome.
And then it goes all the way from like simple just promotion and marketing to full production, like editing, producing, managing, marketing, everything. So it's super fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, keep it in mind. Join the team.
I feel like I'm gonna have a mental breakdown with everything that I have going on. It's like insane. But I'm also the type of person where I need to be like doing something all the time. So I mean, maybe adding a podcast wouldn't be out of the question. We'll see. We'll just do it all.
Yeah. Well, I've actually started watching. I've been watching you since we met in that, was it my group or was it the YouTube group?
I'm trying to remember. You know, I've met so many like awesome people through YouTube, and it's hard to keep track of like when and where I met everyone, you know?
Yeah, I think we actually met through my group, the mommy vloggers and bloggers.
I think you're right.
But yeah, I've been watching your channel, and like I seriously need to like bring you to my house so you can, because I went into Home Goods today and I walked around 3 times and I left with a bunch of candles and that's pretty much it. And I got some podcast chairs for the office.
Well, hey.
But like I have no idea where to start. I can't pick a TV stand. My TV is still on the floor from when I moved in.
Oh my gosh.
So my house needs some help. And your house is coming along so beautifully. Like I'm obsessed with your Instagram right now.
Thank you. I've been having so much fun with it. First of all, I think what's helped me is when we were building this house and we rented out our now rental property, I had 8 months where I literally was just like scrolling through Pinterest, like pinning everything that I liked. And I think like this house was in my mind for 8 months. So when I moved in, I knew exactly what I wanted to like buy and what we needed. So whenever I like decorate or do anything, I always am like basing it off of some sort of inspiration. So when I go to like Home Goods, I know like exactly what I'm looking for. And I think that helps so much.
Dude, Pinterest is a black hole of doom.
It is insane.
My day or night or whatever, like I will put Milo to bed and I will like sit on the couch and like scroll through Pinterest. And then the next thing I know, it's like 1 a.m.
Right? It's insane. I had pregnancy insomnia 2 nights ago. I was up at 3 a.m, saw this random, like really organized pantry. And at that moment I was like, I need to organize my pantry. So I woke up really early, filmed the YouTube video, and it's going up tomorrow. Like, thanks Pinterest. Like you just organized my pantry.
And got you a video idea.
I mean, exactly. Can we also talk about how your son's name is Milo and mine is Miles? That's so cute. I love that.
Miles is so cute. He is like a dapper young little man.
He's always looked like that. Like I swear, as soon as he was born, there was like no like newborn stage. He was just like a little man.
Oh, he's so cute.
He's just got he's pretty much potty trained. I'd say he's like 98% there. So that's exciting. That was like a big step. It's no joke. Like we've tried like 5 times, and this time I was like, you know what? We're not going back. I have to get you potty trained before I have this other baby. Like we're doing this.
Oh, geez. So how far along are you now?
I think I'm 22 weeks. It's crazy because with this pregnancy, I'm so busy. It's going by so fast. And with my first pregnancy, I could tell you like down to the hour how far along I was. But with this one, I'm just like so busy. I'm like, what are we having? It's so bad.
I noticed that there's no gender reveal, right, on your YouTube channel yet, or is there?
There is. It was from a couple months ago because I actually did the early blood test, so I found out like really early. I think I was only like 10, maybe 10 or 12 weeks.
Oh, that is
So I
way
found
early.
out really, really early. Yeah, so it was a while ago. So we're having a girl, and
Aww.
I never thought we would be lucky to have one of each because we already knew that we were having two and that was it. So it just was, I mean, it just was that, like we were hoping to have one of each, but I really thought we were going to have two boys because my husband is one of four boys. So we were like, okay, there's no chance. His parents tried 4 times to have a girl and it just didn't happen. So when we saw like the pink fireworks, because that's how we
Oh,
did
wait,
the
no, I
thing.
did see that video.
Yeah. Like I was in shock. I had to like look a couple times, and even now, every doctor's appointment, I make them like check. I'm like, can we just confirm that this is a girl? Like,
oh, little girl. I don't know anything about little girls.
I know, that's how I feel when I first went to like, so after I found out, it took me a little while to like really wrap my head around it. And then the first time I went to, I think it was TJ Maxx, and I was like, okay, I'm going to walk into the baby section, like the girl section. I like didn't know what to do. I felt so overwhelmed, and then I just gravitated towards like boy stuff where I was comfortable.
Well, have you noticed that TJ Maxx, I don't know if it's like that in Florida, but out here it is so like sexist. There's so many girl things and there's like one rack of boy things.
Yeah, no, it's exactly the same. And especially like at Miles's age where they're not like it's like newborn boy stuff, and that's like mostly it. And then there's like 5 things for his like 4T to 5T like age group. I'm like, what is happening?
I know. I'm not going to complain about this. However, I am lucky enough to be like 30 minutes from Park City. Yeah. So they have a huge outlet mall up there. And I might just have to take Milo up there because they have like Baby Gap, which I don't even know if he can shop at Baby Gap, but they have like, I have no idea. I'm like, okay, well, the stores in my neighborhood are like Burlington Coat Factory and TJ Maxx, and they have loads and loads and loads of girl stuff, but nothing for toddler boys. And I'm like, my kid's going to be naked. Like,
well, thank God for online shopping. That's what I have resorted to for most of the time lately. Just like buying stuff online. It's like, I don't know how people managed without like Amazon. Amazon Prime is like my life.
Okay, is it just me or did Amazon Prime go up? Because I remember it was like $89 and I just got charged like $200 or $130.
Is it? Oh my gosh, I really don't even know.
I was like, whoa, Amazon, like
they're starting to get a little cocky.
I know, right? Like I am a loyal customer to you. Don't treat me like this.
Yeah, no, that's not right. I mean, you know what I will say though? I'm really happy that with the Prime membership, you also get like Amazon's like Netflix with it.
Yeah, the video.
Yeah, like all their shows and everything. That's been cool. Especially because my husband was big on trying like he wanted to see if at this new house we could go without having cable. So we have Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Hulu. And honestly, like I'm so busy with YouTube and stuff, that's been working for me. Like I've been able to make it happen. So
I really do not mind. Like I never had cable. I haven't had cable in years and years and years and years.
Oh.
Well, me and my ex, or my boyfriend, we recently just broke up, and he insisted on having cable at the house because he is a big like sports guy.
Yeah.
So I kind of got used to, I was like, oh, well, there are some shows I like. Like I was watching The Bachelorette
Yes.
or Bachelor in Paradise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they have The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. They don't have Bachelor in Paradise on Hulu,
Yeah.
which is so rude. And
It really is. I mean, what a tease.
and then so I got halfway through because we recently just broke up. So like I kept the internet and he canceled like the cable, and I switched everything into my name, and now I'm like, wow, I'm at my house really like fixing to watch The Bachelor in Paradise, and I can't. I'm like going through withdrawals.
You know what? I love that show. I'm really sad I'm not watching that. Bravo and ID are the two channels that I miss the most. I am like such a true crime junkie. Like I literally love it. So thank God I found like true crime podcasts to listen to like fill that void for me.
Oh, there's so many.
But I don't think there's like a Bachelor in Paradise podcast. Or maybe there is.
There's tons and tons of Bachelor podcasts. But so if you like podcasts and you like The Bachelor, you should definitely listen to Off the Vine. It's with Caitlin Bristow.
Okay.
She was a contestant on The Bachelor for the farmer guy in Iowa.
Oh yeah.
She was the Canadian. She was really pretty, had like really nice hair. I loved her. I was so rooting for her. And then she became the Bachelorette, which I didn't watch her Bachelorette season. But they duked it out with like her and I think Britt. And then she became Bachelorette. I guess she won, and then she was engaged for a while, but now she's dating some other guy who's like amazing. I'm obsessed with him.
Who wouldn't love to have delicious, crafted indie wines delivered directly to their door? No joke. I would love that. Sounds like heaven. But just because I can't, thanks Utah, doesn't mean that I'm going to keep this deal from you. Head on over to nakedwines.com and use code MOMMYWINES50 to get your first 6 bottles for only $34.99. Go, do it. And then rub it in my face on Instagram. Tag me and Naked Wines and share the bottles that you got in your delivery on Instagram. Mommy Wines, 50, $34.99. Do it.
Are you guys having like hurricane issues down there?
So we were. It was such a hassle. Like when it first came, first of all, I never watched the news, so I didn't even know about it. And my husband was like, so we're supposed to be getting this hurricane. I'm like, what? So, and then it was supposed to be really bad, and it was supposed to hit our area, and it was going to be like a Cat 4, I believe they were predicting. And then so it was like a couple days of panic, and then it looked like it was going to shift. So everyone was like, oh, it's not a big deal. We'll probably just get a tropical storm. And then the day before, it like the path turned back towards us and it was a Cat 5. So then everyone's like re-panic mode. And then it ends up turning the day before it was supposed to hit us. But the poor Bahamas got crushed. I feel so bad.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah, but we got so lucky. Like I don't even think like a tree branch fell. Like we just got like a little wind, and that was pretty much it.
Oh, that's good though.
Yeah, it's so stressful dealing with hurricanes. It is just like the worst. And I'm not from
I could not even imagine. Oh, really?
No, so I'm not really used to it. I'm from upstate New York, and that was not a problem. I'm used to like ice storms, snowstorms, like snow days, but hurricane days, I'm like, what are we supposed to even do? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever move to Florida. I am originally from Cleveland.
Oh.
So moving out west, it was kind of nice because there's no like humidity and like there's like a dry heat and like a dry winter, which it could be like 0 degrees and still warmer than what it would be in Cleveland.
So my dream was to move west, and then in college I met my husband who is from South Florida, and literally he is so lucky that I am still here. It is so miserable. Like
I couldn't. I would melt.
It's terrible. This time of year I just can't leave the AC. It's so bad. I just crank the AC down and pretend it's like fall.
I saw was it I think it was a photo on Instagram. You're like fall or whatever in Florida, and you're like, turn the AC down and put on a sweater.
Yes. I literally
like an orange sweater and like I had a cup of coffee.
Yep. I mean, I just like pretend it's fall inside. I have all my pumpkins around. I get it real cold and,
Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. So you are absolutely obsessed with Ray Dunn.
I mean, I really got into it, I would say.
So I've seen your Instagram, like as photos pop up in my, like as I'm like scrolling through. And then I was on your bio because I want to do like a little introduction at the beginning of this podcast, tell people who you are.
Oh God, does it say like Ray Dunn obsessed or something?
Yes. And then I'm like, this is the truest thing I've ever heard.
I mean, I'm just trying to be really transparent, I guess.
Well, it's working for you because that Ray Dunn like wall in your kitchen,
right?
I thought, so this is what I thought. I thought you took a picture inside Home Goods and uploaded it to Instagram, but then I'm like, wait, no, that's her kitchen. Like that's her house.
You know what? That was my like goal. So I guess my dream is complete. No, but I actually last year, I would say I was more obsessed with Ray Dunn last year. This year I'm still like really into it, but I feel like I've built a solid collection, as you saw. And it's gotten to the point this year where I was like, how much more of this stuff do I need? Because I already have to store a lot of it in cabinets. And I'm like, what's the point? If I can't even fit it all on my wall, like why?
Yeah.
So I still look for it, and I'm really into like their seasonal stuff. Like their fall and Halloween mugs are so super popular.
So cute.
They're so cute. And it's really frustrating because in my area, people go like crazy. I actually have a video up where I went in just like innocently looking for Halloween Ray Dunn stuff. And this guy has a cart full. Like there had to have been like a couple hundred mugs. And he went in and he bought the employees Starbucks, and they literally brought him everything straight from the back directly into a cart, and he bought it all to resell on like Facebook Marketplace. There's a place called Mercari where they will like mark it up 2 to 3 times what it's worth, and that's why I can't find any of it, and it drives me nuts.
So they're, because Home Goods and stuff like that, it's never a guarantee. You're gonna walk in there and you're never gonna know what you're gonna find.
That's why like Ray Dunn is so addicting to so many people, because it's all about like the hunt and the search, and like you want something but you're not guaranteed to find it. So
if they see something they like, they're willing to pay the extra price.
Right. Like if there's a piece you really want and you spend like months like trying to find it every single day, like stopping by Home Goods, and you never find it, you're like, you know what? Maybe it's worth me paying like triple the price just so I can have it, so I can have my life back.
Oh no. Good for them though. If you ever get out of Ray Dunn, seriously, Miles never has to go, like he never has to worry about money for college.
I feel like people always compare like the Ray Dunn thing to like Beanie Babies. Like everyone was really into it for a while, and now it's like at every garage sale and no one wants it. You're like, I will pay you to take it.
What's gonna happen to Ray Dunn's mental health when like nobody wants his stuff anymore? like that's like being built all the way up just to get like knocked down.
Well, let me ask you, do you like it? Because people either love it, are absolutely obsessed, or they're like, I don't get it. It looks like chicken scratch on white cups. Like, you either love it or hate it. What's your opinion?
You know, I'm kind of in the middle. I'm one of those weird people where like sometimes I'll see stuff and I'll be like, oh, that's really cute. Because I do have farmhouse, rustic, mountainy vibe in my house.
Nice.
So like that's kind of like my new brand, you know, like that now that I'm older and I'm more mature, my office is still like funky and fun and like whatever, super girly. But like everywhere else in my house, because it's just me and my son, like I don't want him to grow up in a house that's super girly, you know, like I want it to be like kind of neutral.
Yeah.
But you know, and I'm like, well, he's 3. What does he really care? But I don't know. Like, I'm just like considerate, I guess. And so I'll see things and I'll be like, oh, that's super cute. But I'm not someone who hates it, and I'm not someone who's obsessed. I'm just like every once in a while, I'd never hunt for it. I don't actually.
Yeah.
I don't hunt for like anything. Like if I see something I like, I'm like, okay, I like that. But like everything's like just a coincidence. Like I've never. I don't know. Like some of my friends are so into like sentimental value and like they'll hold on to that like are important to them, and I have nothing like that.
Right.
Which is like I think an issue when it comes to like I don't know, like I'm just so like neutral about everything.
Yeah. I mean, back to what you were saying though about decorating for like farmhouse style and like neutral for your son. I was actually just talking to someone about this, and I think it does matter because my mom had our house decorated so cute, and it was just the cutest, coziest, like homiest vibe growing up, and I loved being there, and it just had such an effect on me that I want to do the same thing for my kids, like create that super like homey environment. So I think because it just really, I mean, it lasted with me. So I'm just going to assume that it's going to last with my children as well. And I just want our home to feel like a super safe, cozy place because that's how I felt growing up. And I just love that vibe.
Yeah. Like for me, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I have like a designated style, which is making it really difficult, which is probably why my house is like half empty. But because it's like I can't make a decision, but like I'll see things like and I'll be like, okay, I like this. But then there'll be like something completely different. And I'll be like, well, I like that too. And I think the kind of direction my house is going is maybe like if you mixed industrial with like rustic farmhouse. Is that even a thing?
No, that's a thing.
Like, can you have
that's
both?
A thing. Yeah, you can absolutely. You can do whatever you want. You really can. I mean, I personally would suggest just going on Pinterest and making just a home board and just pinning a bunch of stuff and then looking at it and seeing like what that looks like and then maybe getting some kind of picture. And I mean, I know you don't like hunting for things, but then look for those things and that'll kind of help make it cohesive and all come together and at least help you get an idea of maybe what your vibe is a bit more, because that is what I do. That helps me so much when I have no idea what I'm doing. Like right now I'm trying to figure out what to do with this nursery and I have no ideas, so I'm just relying on Pinterest to just tell me what to do. I'm like, just tell me how to decorate this.
I have so many boards. Like if you look at my Pinterest, like I do have so many boards, but it's like it'll go from super like white and gold and pink and like girly and like straight lines and everything to going from like I love I don't know what they're called, like the rivets or like the studs. Like my sofa has like the tuft arm.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yes.
saying? Like it's like
Yes.
tuft and then it has like brass or something like
Yeah, I know what you
studs.
mean.
And I love it.
Yeah.
Like I love that look. And then I was thinking about if I could find like a wood top table, but like a metal bottom. Like
That would look good.
I don't know. Like I'm so like
That is you just described my dining room table. It's a wood top with a metal bottom. I can send you the link after we get done with this.
Okay, great. Thank you. Cause like that's like, I don't know, like if you mixed like an empty industrial warehouse with like a farm, I think like that would be
That's totally that's totally a thing, and that's basically every restaurant trying to be like trendy in South Florida right now. Everything has that like industrial farmhouse look. That is the like trending thing. So you should have no problem decorating. No, I'm just saying you should have no problem decorating for that.
Well, that's good. Maybe I should just, stop being, I don't know, like I should just go shopping for it then.
Have you tried coffee over cardio yet? If not, I don't think we can be friends. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, if you haven't tried it, I don't know what you're waiting for. I have been seeing reviews blowing up all over my social media feed. Roasted to order, for females, by females, 100% Arabica coffee. Win, win, win. Not only will you find the most adorable packages of coffee when you click the link below, but they have tumblers ideal for girls on the go, espresso fit member only exclusive workouts that you can do from anywhere, and a cozy clothing line ideal for a basic bee like me. With fresh roasted flavors like messy bun and birthday cake, this is a coffee lover's dream come true. Go ahead and click the link to check out Coffee Over Cardio today, and don't forget to use coupon code 10EMMADAWN.
Well, I did think we should play a game.
Oh.
And this is going to be a mommy-inspired Would You Rather.
Oh, God. All right.
So the first one is, would you rather watch a 24-hour nonstop Peppa Pig marathon or sing the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song 1,000 times in a row?
Like, in front of people, or just have to sing it?
Well, if you got to go on with your daily life while you're singing this song 1,000 times, then maybe somebody's going to see you.
That's true. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Peppa Pig one because that's basically my life anyway. My son is obsessed with Peppa Pig right now. It's always on. So that's just like, that's like the easiest ever.
Do you watch KK and Baby J?
Not consistently, but I know who they are.
I'm obsessed with them. I watch them. I watch all of their videos.
Everyone loves them. I've watched a couple of their birth vlogs. Do they have 3 kids now or 4?
Yeah, they have 3.
3?
And they're done. Yeah, they're not going to have any more. But
so I think I've watched all of their birth vlogs, and I really like them. I don't know why. Since I started doing YouTube, it's so much harder for me to actually watch it for some reason. And a lot of it has to do with like, I just don't have a lot of time.
Right.
But it's just, instead of enjoying the content, I'm always like, oh, I wonder where their tripod is, or I wonder what they're using. Like I'm just looking at it through a different lens now, and it kind of ruined it for me. And
that's sad. He's like half Vietnamese, half Caucasian, but he has a British accent, and it's the cutest thing ever.
That is adorable. And my son, he doesn't have the accent, but he'll say like the things that they say. Like we'll be going to the grocery store, and he'll be like, "Mama, are we going to the market?" or like we'll go in the backyard and he'll be like, oh, are we going out in the garden? I'm like,
Aww.
what? Who are you?
He's British now.
Apparently. I mean, and I don't hate it. It's pretty cute.
Okay, here's another one. And this one is totally geared like right up your wheelhouse. So, would you rather decorate your entire home with your toddler's drawings or let them paint their own room any color they wanted?
Oh my God. Second one. I would have a mental breakdown if I had to decorate my whole house with his drawings. Second one for sure. But I'm not going to lie. I might have a mental breakdown with that too. I need to be so involved in all of the decor in our house. But definitely number two. I feel like he needs to have his own space, be creative, that's fine.
Well, that's a good answer. Honestly, that's the one I would have picked too, because I love my son and I think all of his artwork is beautiful. However, kid art is the worst. What is it supposed to be? Why is it every single color? Like I'm not that abstract in my mind, so I don't see their vision.
I think if I was just surrounded by various colored scribbles all day, like it just would not, it would be very like, just set a very stressful mood for me. Like, why can't any of these lines be straight?
Kid art is so like overwhelming.
Yes.
Like I would have probably a panic attack too. Here's a good one. Would you rather never drink wine again or never drink coffee again?
Oh my gosh. Well, given my current situation, this is so easy. It's never drink wine again because I don't even remember. It feels like it's been so long. I have not drank wine in so long because I'm pregnant, but I cannot operate without coffee. Like I can clearly operate without wine. I cannot function without coffee. So I just couldn't live without it.
I might be in that same boat. It pains me to say because they're my two favorite things in the whole world. Like,
right?
I don't know. And because I don't do soda. So
Same.
really, coffee's my only source of caffeine.
Yep. Well, and chocolate for me.
Well, oh yeah, chocolate has caffeine in it.
But probably not enough to really do anything, right?
Not enough. So, would you rather take your kid, or would you rather your kid take your diary to show and tell, or your collection of 50 Shades of Grey books to church?
I guess my diary, because I feel like my YouTube channel is pretty much my diary anyway. Like I'm just sharing everything with the world, so go for it.
There you go. Okay, last one. Would you rather eat 5 jars of baby food spaghetti or give Miles a shot of espresso?
Oh God. I would feel so bad doing that to him, and from me, to be honest with you, to deal with the aftermath. I guess I'll pick the first one. I'll just gross. The whole like jarred baby food, I couldn't even try it. Like a lot of people will try it before they give it to their kid. I couldn't do it. And I did the baby led weaning, so I didn't even really do jarred baby food. It just grossed me out, but I guess I'd eat it.
Gross.
If I had to.
I think it would be better in a pouch, like than rather like a spoon.
Yeah, because you don't have to see it.
Right. But yeah, baby food is the grossest.
It's so gross. I know. That's why I just kind of skipped that whole step. I'm like, I can't even smell this. How am I feeding it to my child?
I am on.
Are you pouring yourself more wine?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. I do miss wine.
One for you.
Oh my gosh. I was actually telling Ryan, and tell me if this sounds like weird or like I'm a bad mom or anything, but he needs to bring a bottle of champagne to the hospital, and I want a glass after I give birth. I just do. I've been craving it. Like, I feel like the hospital should just provide that. Like, why isn't that a thing? Like, you pop the baby out, and then you get to pop a bottle. Like, that should just be a thing, you know?
That should be a thing. My hospital sent me home with a bottle of champagne and like a good.
What?
Yeah. They sent me home with a bottle of champagne and like a goodie bag of like a small pack of diapers, a pack of wipes, like a bunch of like random things, like trial sizes of like different baby soaps and like a thing of baby laundry detergent.
I have to go to your hospital. The only thing I got to take were like the extra large diapers for myself because I took them before we left. That was pretty much the only goodie bag that I had.
What? No, okay, well, go to Nevada and have your baby.
That's my dream. I've been trying to get my husband to move out west. I really want to go to Montana, but he's been there. I haven't. And he says it's just, there's no one there. There's nothing to do. But I love the mountains. I think I would love that. But he is just like born and raised South Florida. That's everything. So here we are.
I feel like I've been to Florida a few times and I feel like it's very like condensed. And I think when you're someone who's from like the East Coast or like out east, it's like a lifestyle that you get really accustomed to. And for me, it's been a struggle. Like, I'm not going to lie, living in Utah, especially for like a single wine drinking mom, it has been like an adjustment. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, it's like a struggle. And I'm getting better with it, but it's definitely like a change of scenery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think just moving anywhere where you're not like accustomed to, it's a huge adjustment. And that's actually why the main reason we bought this house that we're in. We're literally the furthest west in the county that we live at before it turns into absolutely nothing. Like, we are the last neighborhood, and it feels so much more country and open out here, which I grew up with, and I was craving that so much. We lived like 10 minutes from like downtown, which was great when we were young and like, going out all of the time. But then,
I remember watching your old videos, and you guys like lived pretty close
in the
to
city
downtown. Yeah.
We were always there, and I felt so suffocated. It was so condensed, so many people, so many buildings. And especially after we had Miles, I really started craving just like the childhood that I grew up with and like that same vibe. I'm clearly all about like vibes. I feel like I'm such a hippie right now.
Well, no, like I feel the same way because I traveled all over. I lived in a bunch of different states and I did a bunch of different things. But once I had Milo, I instantly, all I wanted to do was go home. I wanted to go home to my tiny little farm town in like Northeast Ohio and like, like just get like definitely not give him the life that I had because my mom was crazy, but
everyone's mom's crazy, I think.
But like just that kind of small town, like people in Ohio consider them East Coast because they're way closer to the East Coast than they are the Midwest. So
right,
anyone outside of Ohio is like, oh yeah, Midwest, but no, like it's whatever, like that borderline,
right? It's like kind of an awkward
but
location.
It's like, yeah, like it was like open space, woods, like go fishing or just I don't know, like do random like
childhood
things.
Stuff. I'm like, what's he gonna do in like this busy, bustling like West Palm? It was not. I just was so unhappy there, and I was like, Ryan, we're either moving back to my hometown or finding somewhere that's like more country because I just was so unhappy there, and I love where we moved. It was everything that I was hoping that we were able to find, and we literally saw this community on a billboard while we were talking about how miserable I was living in the city. we looked up and we saw this thing. It was called like the Agri-Hood. And I was like, what is that? We drove in and it was like immediately like the gates open and I was like, yes,
That's how I found my neighborhood.
Really?
So when I was living in Nevada, there was nothing for kids to do in Nevada. So I would always have to drive like the 3 hours to Salt Lake City to take my kid to do like the aquarium or the zoo or whatever.
That is way too far. That's crazy.
That's living out west, girl. Like you, like seriously, a 3-hour drive to me nowadays is like going around the block. Like it's like going to a Kroger.
Oh my gosh.
No big deal. Like no like sweat off my brow. Like I gotta drive 6 hours today. Okay, whatever. Like
oh my god.
When I first moved here, I was like, you guys are freaking batshit crazy if you think I'm gonna drive 6 hours in one day. That is a road trip. It's a vacation. That's how you get to the beach. Like you are out of your mind. But now that I've lived here for a few years, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go to a different state today, or I'm going to whatever. Like, it's no big deal. And I'm like, wow. Like, I remember when I first moved here and I was like, this is crazy. But so I was taking my son to the aquarium and it's in Salt Lake. And I drove through a neighborhood called Daybreak, and it's the neighborhood that I live in. And it is so cute. It's like East Hampton, like Nantucket feeling. And they built a lake, and oh, it's so cute. I love my neighborhood.
Oh, that's the best. Especially, just having kids and loving like the neighborhood and having just like a good place for them to grow up. That is what I was really hoping for. So it must have been a great feeling for you too. I was so excited.
It's weird because like this is the best it's gonna get for me in Utah, because like Salt Lake City is kind of like the Clearwater of Utah. Like it has that kind of weird like environment. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it's not gonna be like the diverse, like cultural city of like Cleveland, but for what you can get in Salt Lake City, Utah, like my neighborhood, I swear, hands down is the best. Like
that's awesome.
There's definitely people who are obsessed with like other neighborhoods like that are a bit closer to the mountains, which they're not that much closer. Like I'm still a half hour from Park City, but like for me, like, oh, I will defend my neighborhood to like the death. It's the cutest neighborhood ever.
That's awesome. And I'm the same way, but people in Florida are so spoiled and used to having everything like literally around the corner. And that's how it was at our old house. Like I had a Target, I had Home Goods, everything was less than a 2-minute drive from our old house because we just lived in a condensed area with a ton of stuff. And so when we moved out, quotes, west to the quote country, because I mean it is, but it's like a joke compared to where I grew up.
Now it's like 5 minutes.
No, it's probably to like the nearest plaza where they have everything you need. It's like 10-15 minutes, and people, no joke, every time I tell them where I live are like, oh my, you're out in the middle of nowhere. What do you do for like food and gas? I'm like, guys, that's what people
say about me.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like where I grew up, we had to drive a half an hour to get gas, groceries, like anything. Like me having to drive 10 minutes to get to Publix or the gas station is not a big deal.
Oh my gosh. So this is the first, this will probably be the first episode where I take my podcast solo. And one of the reasons why I'm doing the podcast solo now and I don't have a co-host is one of the reasons is my old co-host lived 20 minutes from my house. 20 minutes. And she, every single time she would come out here to record, because I only have one child and she has 3. So when my son's with his dad, that's it. my house is quiet, so we can record here. But like, she has 3 kids and they don't go away on the weekend. So it's like her house was always loud and it was just easier to record at my house. Well, she would always complain. She'd be like, "Oh my God, you live so far. You live on like the other side of the world." And I'm like, "Girl, it is 20 minutes."
Oh,
get
that's
it
so
together.
funny. First world problems, right?
Right. And I'm like, you drive a Forerunner, okay? If I lived on the other side of the world, you would still make it. Like, don't give me your crap.
That is so funny. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's all about perspective and what people are used to. Because my husband would say that we do live really far from things, and he'll tell me, he'll be like, so do you want to go into town today? Ever since we moved here, and I was like, really? Like, we're really going into town? Like, we're that country now?
Oh, that's a little bit extreme. Poor Brian. But at least he's compromised, and that's so sweet for him to, like, you know, give you what you wanted to make you happy.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely marriage and just relationships. It's all about compromise. I mean, I feel like we both compromise to find like the place we're really happy with now. So yeah, that worked out well.
Well, if I ever get into another relationship or not, you might have to be a guest on my podcast again, because I'm sure everybody is going to want to hear some relationship tips.
Oh my, I don't know about relationship tips. I mean, if you want me to like give decor tips, YouTube maybe, I'm all about it. Relationships, we'll see. I do recommend reading the five love languages. That's a great book. But besides that, that's like it.
I'm obsessed with love languages. I learned
They're
so
everything.
much about myself.
Right? It
Like,
was like such an aha moment for me when I was like, oh my gosh, like you don't see and like process things the way I do. Like you don't, it just, because for me growing up, until I read that book, I was like at least 21. I just assumed that everyone like, you know, pretty much thought and felt and like perceived things the same way that I did. So when I realized that there was so many different like languages or different types of people, it helped me so much just in like every relationship I have, I think.
Yeah. Like, so when I like found out about the love languages, I was like, okay, like I'm going to do this, because I was engaged before. That fell through. I've been in like 2 long committed relationships. Those fell through. And I'm like sitting there and I'm like, okay, what is wrong with me? Because I'm the only consistent factor here.
Girl, we have to get you on The Bachelorette.
Oh my God. I would die. But
would you do that if The Bachelorette called and we're like, we want you? Would you do it?
100%. I am.
It would be a great experience, if nothing else, you know?
Like, I feel like I am going to be like the best wife. I'm so in love with love. It's disgusting. Like, I want to be in love so bad. And I want like a partner. I want someone to like tackle life with me and like be a team and just like do all of the things. And oh my gosh, I would so be on the show for sure. Just because it gives you 35 chances, you know? Like, where else are you going to have 35 chances to find somebody that you're in love with? Like, never.
That's true. I do question people's motives, like this past season, for example. Like, I think people go on there to try to just get their name out. They aren't necessarily going in for the right reasons, but I think that some people are, you know, and I mean, it's great exposure at the end of the day, and it's a great like experience, you know?
She should have picked Tyler 100%.
Oh my, I couldn't even believe it. Do you know that Tyler is from Jupiter, which is right near where I live? Like, I literally could have ran into Tyler at the grocery store and I wouldn't have known.
Oh my God. If I ran into Tyler at the grocery store, I'd probably pee my pants. He is so sexy. And I didn't like him in the beginning because I thought he was too young. I didn't think he was mature enough. And I think Hannah needed like a man's man, like Mike
Yeah.
Johnson, like a man's
Mhm.
man. But as the show went on, I was like, oh my God, I love Tyler for her.
He's so
love
like
Tyler for her.
genuine.
Yes.
He came across just like such a caring, like genuine person, and that's awesome. But do you do any like online dating?
No.
No. See, I got into a relationship super early with my husband. We met like my first year of college, and we have been
Darn
together for we've been together for like 10 plus years. So
Aww.
I missed Tinder. I missed all of that stuff. And so I love hearing people's stories, and just whenever I'm around my friends who have it, I go on their app. I'm like, "Can I swipe for you?" Like I love it. It's so like I missed out on it, but I'm not sad because it sounds like it can be a total nightmare, but sometimes it works out for people, you know?
When I was in Vegas, okay, so when I moved to Las Vegas, my friends threw me like a going away party.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're all there at a hometown bar, and my friend takes my phone and she gives it back to me, and she's like, oh, I downloaded an app for you. It's going to help you find friends when you get to Las Vegas. And I'm like, how is it going to help me find friends in Las Vegas? And she's like, it has like a location and it searches like so many miles from where you are. And I'm like, oh, okay, like that's cool, totally. And this
Was it Tinder?
Yes. And so I get there and I'm like 3 days into living in Las Vegas, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm bored now, so let's make some friends. And this was in 2014. So Tinder was the friend finding app at the time, not the booty calling app, which it was always a booty call app, but like it was labeled as a friend finder.
Right.
And so I am like scrolling through and I'm like, oh, this is weird. They're only matching me with men. And, and I'm like,
don't I have any girlfriends?
Yeah, like,
what's going on?
I'm like, can I have any girlfriends? So I didn't know how to work the app. So I called my friend who downloaded it on my phone. She like took my phone in the bar and like downloaded it. And she's like, oh yeah, by the way, I lied. It's a dating app.
Oh my God.
What? So I'm like, okay, well, I'll give it a shot. And like a week later, I'm like scrolling through and I'm like, oh, he's cute. He's cute. Like, okay, well, I could date in Vegas. Like I'm like 24, I think, 23. I was 23 or something. I don't know. And I was like, I'm the hottest I'm ever going to be. I'm like, I was super lean. Like my boobs were on fire.
Dang.
Like,
get it, girl.
I know. I was like, well, I'm the hottest I'm probably ever going to be. So if this is a dating app, whatever, like if this is what the kids are doing these days, like I'll do it. And
count me in.
So I met a guy. We went on a date. Worst first date ever. If you want to hear this, if you want to hear this story, go back and listen to like 2 or 3 podcasts. But we actually ended up dating the entire time I lived in Vegas.
Oh,
so
but it was the worst first date, but you made it through. You powered through.
We powered through, and he was a psycho.
Oh God.
So like
that's like my worst nightmare with all my true crime shows. I'm like, am I about to date a murderer? I don't know.
Maybe like Dexter. But
oh my God.
Not like a regular murderer. Like not somebody who's gonna murder me.
I would just murder everyone else.
I would date Dexter 100% because he's sexy AF.
So my old roommate back in the day was so into that show, and I, for some reason, even though I'm totally into that stuff, I could not get into it, and I think it's because the beginning scene of him making breakfast ruined breakfast for me, because like immediately after that he would be like cutting into people, and I'm just like, wait a second. Are we jumping from a delicious looking breakfast to this? Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't get past that part.
Did you prepare a confession?
So kind of, I am so bad at like these confessions or like things. Like I'm just so bad at like coming up with things like that. But it's kind of like a confession slash maybe like an assumption that people might be wrong about me. So
Okay, good, because we definitely confess on this podcast.
okay, so I wish I was drinking wine, but so I think a lot of people assume, especially since I have a YouTube channel and I'm not like super great at Instagram, but I'm trying to be more. If you put yourself out there on a public platform, I think that people just assume that you are super extroverted and that's just like your personality. But that could not be more like I could not be the opposite of that. I'm not sure if I would label myself as introverted, but I am the type of person who, when I hang out with people for too long, like I get so exhausted from it that I need to have time to be by myself to like recharge. And just being around people a lot, like I can't do it. And I think it's because I'm such a people pleaser that whenever I'm around people, I'm always like, are they being entertained? Are they having fun? Is this? And I just cannot really ever relax and enjoy myself, even though it seems like I am. It's just weird. So like I need alone time. What?
I like 100% get what you're saying. Like,
right.
That's exactly how I am, and that's probably why I'm like the most introverted person ever. Like I just like don't leave my house.
Yes, like I could 100% I love being alone. Like some people think being alone is like terrible. They get bored. Like my husband, we're polar opposites. He will never be home alone. He'll always be with a friend or out doing something. Me, on the other hand, like when I can be alone, it's like, oh, I feel like I can just breathe, like I just can relax and just recharge. That's just my favorite.
See, I like being home alone for a little bit. Like when my son goes to his dad's, I'm like, okay, the first day, I'm like, yes, freedom. I can relax. I can watch TV. I can do whatever I want to do. But then it's like, okay, I wake up the next day and I'm like, okay, well, he can come home now, but he still has like 3 more days. So,
right.
Well, what am I going to do with my life?
Well, and that's the one thing that I was honestly the most worried about when I found out I was pregnant with him, because my husband and I weren't trying to get pregnant. We weren't even sure if we were going to have kids. So we got pregnant. He was a pleasant surprise. And one of my biggest fears was I was like, what if I am just so overwhelmed because like I won't ever have any alone time. But with him, it's like he doesn't count in that cone. Like I still consider like alone time, like he is still, if it's just me and him, that's still like my alone time. I feel like he just is like a sub part of me, if that makes sense. Like,
oh, like you and Miles?
He's fine.
Yeah. No, I get that for sure.
Yeah, so I was actually really worried about that, but thank God, like he isn't anyone that like gets me in that zone, but it's just for some reason I just cannot like just do like people all the time, which I think is like a really big misconception for people who decide to put their life out there on YouTube, that you're just super extroverted and stuff, but that's not me. We actually met a couple who they're the sweetest people in our neighborhood. They don't have kids, but they're super like the type of couple who wants to hang out all the time. And it's really nice, but I was telling my husband, I'm like, they need to understand that I'm like probably like a 2 times a week, like every other week type friend. Like I just can't, like I can't commit to hanging out with you every single day. I just cannot do that.
Well, despite your introvertedness, where can people find you?
So you can search for me just by my name, Jessica Giffin, on YouTube. And then I'm also pretty active on my Instagram, which is jessica.giffin1221. So you can find me on there. And yeah, I've been really into my YouTube channel lately. I kind of took a little hiatus when we were living at my in-laws, but now that we're in this new house, like I just have so much to share. I think sometimes I'm oversharing. So. But I mean, my channel is really growing right now, so I think people are into it, and it just gets me so fired up and so excited. So
I know, I saw that you hit 12,000.
Yeah, it happened so fast, and it just feels so good because I'm at a point with YouTube where I'm sharing stuff that I genuinely love doing and people are loving it, and it's just the most rewarding thing. Like just having this passion and being able to share stuff and connect with people who have the same interests as me has been like the most amazing thing ever. So yeah, you can find me on YouTube and on Instagram. I'm really trying to up my Instagram game. However, I have not been able to make myself like record a story of me talking and just like, I don't know, ranting about my day or just like updating about my day like everyone else does. Even though I do YouTube, I cannot do the Instagram stories, and I don't know why.
I know. Well, I think we follow each other, and I never post like a selfie, and I never post on my Instagram stories like of me talking. I don't know.
I feel
I'm
weird
really
about
weird
it.
and like I'm weird in front of the camera. Like I'm one of those moms who has like 500,000 pictures of her kid, but like I just spam the internet with my kid and how cute he is. Like I'm the mom everyone hates on social media.
Like my stories are like really sarcastic memes, like really relatable stuff, kind of like boomerangs of what we're doing, but you probably won't catch me on there just being like, hey guys, what's going on, recording myself, because I'm just not doing it, even though a lot of people are like, oh, you should try, but I'm just not there yet.
Well, we'll get there. And I would love to have you back on. And thank you so much for being my guest for today.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been so much fun. And I'll have to talk to my husband about your little podcast offer. Maybe we can talk about starting something up under your network.
That would be awesome. I think you guys would have a great show because secretly I've been like loving his videos.
And you've been watching? Oh my gosh, will die.
I'm in finance too. So I'll like the things that he's like posting about, I'm super interested in because I'm like a money nerd. Like I'm just like
that's great. Yeah.
I do numbers more than like people. So
I do decorating more than people, so I kind of relate.
But yeah, well, thank you. And definitely get back to me after you talk to Ryan.
I will, for sure. Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
If you enjoyed this episode and want to listen to more podcasts brought to you by the Mommy Wines Network, go check out themommywines.com and make sure to subscribe to our email newsletter. More projects are coming soon, and by subscribing, you'll be the first to know when they are released. Did you know that we have a Facebook group? Head over to Facebook and join for fun contests, giveaways, special deals, events, and more. A special thanks to our sponsors, Coffee Over Cardio and Anchor. And don't forget to leave a rating and review wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Until next Wine Wednesday, mamas, parent and drink responsibly.